Okay, Casey,
Yep.
we're live.
Yeah.
I know the time to be nervous is over.
Yeah.
Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, everyone who is following us here. This is Hard Talk coming to you every Monday at 10 p.m. from the Hard Knocks Training Center in Jaya One, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. So welcome, and for those of you who've been here before, good to see you online again. Tonight, our guest is Casey Chang, and Casey, we're going to talk about the discipline of the samurai, and I thought this would be a good subject because Casey spent about 10 years in Japan, and we're going to tap into his experience and find out what his impression of Japan was over those 10 years as a Malaysian. So Casey, you spent 10 years in Japan.
Yep.
And you went to Japan as a young man starting out in life. So it's kind of like someone who went to overseas for university, then after that continued to their early working life.
Mm-hmm.
So when you first went to Japan, what were your initial impressions and what were the things you learned over time? Let's start at the beginning when you first went there.
Oh, when I first landed, overall is about cleanliness. That's the first thing. Everything is tidy, everything is organized. And then, the second thing that came in mind is discipline. The people are I wouldn't say well behaved, but everyone is working on the work, but you can see that they are heading their way purposeful, and then, although they are focusing on, my era at the time, they don't have a smartphone. They are reading books and working. There are way people around them. So, I would like to say it's like ants in a big organization.
So clean is one thing, yeah. I when I went to Japan, that was very clear. I don't know whether it's in Singapore, but let's not go there. So you said people walk around purposefully, they know what they are about. So like ants in a ant colony where every ant seems to know what they're going about, and in a way they don't get into each other's way. There is no interruption of each other, and I suppose you feel like everybody is fulfilling and getting what is they need to get done in a way that is efficient. Would you say efficient is the word?
Yeah, that's the right word to use.
Yeah. Okay, so how did that make you feel?
The first question that came into my mind is that how can I become like that?
Okay.
How can I become one of them? Yeah, the proper one is how can I become like one of them? Because I feel like an alien myself over there when I first reached there.
So when you say how can I become one of them, were you looking at I need to fit in, or were you looking like this is a good way to go forward?
This is a good way to go for it, which is how can I use my language? How can I buff up myself to be how I use the word? Yeah, this is sure this be one of them like that.
So you look on how they live or how they go about things as something good to follow them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you fare in that? Did you start off in university? So what were some of your initial adventures?
Okay.
Language.
The first, I call it bank war. The first bank war. Of course, we reached there. Then the previous Malaysian seniors brought us around. So I just went into McDonald's and just fill up my stomach. That's the simplest meal. After eating it, I just left the table. Just walk out of the restaurant. Then my senior pulled me back to the table and he said, please clean the table, make it neat, and make it ready for the next person to use it.
Those were his words.
Yes.
And that was a Malaysian senior.
Yes.
So you did the McDonald's exactly the same way we do in Kuala Lumpur, right?
Yeah. Yep, that's the thing.
And how did you feel when he dragged you back, he pointed out, what you said?
Yeah, initially it was embarrassment, but much more than the embarrassment thing is that what he meant by make it neat and make the place prepared ready for the next person who use it. Yeah. This is it's very meaningful to me.
Did you see that same principle apply elsewhere?
Yes, at home, at workplace. So I start to imagine from that if my house, my organization, everyone does that, how can it be? I mean, I cannot imagine how organized it can be.
So if everybody had the consciousness to think of the next person, then it is actually a very different society.
Yeah, that's the first awareness.
And then?
You mean the
So for example, you said that's the first awareness, right?
Yeah.
And was it something that you were that you had to be reminded very often, or was it something you got it and then you were okay and you fit in?
Yeah, just got it and just be like one.
Okay.
Like be like one, yes.
And how did that feel for you to be like one and starting to fit in? What was the feeling like if you were to live like that?
So eventually, I got into the first year I got into language school. Then I work as a part-timer. So it is during the time being a part-timer, then I'm working as part-time, preparing the place. I work in a restaurant, preparing the place for guests, everything. What do you call it? The mindfulness level.
Okay.
I don't know how to explain this, but basically, I clean up the whole place to think of how the guest wants to use it. Example, the toilet, even the handlebars, I wipe it out. So in Malaysia, we just don't care about it. Yeah. This is the things that I thought about. Okay, the next person that comes in, how I want him to feel like. So it's like, aside from awareness, at the same time, it's also creating hospitality for the person. Yeah, be mindful for the next person.
So when you say mindfulness, you just extra conscious. Your job is your job, but you were conscious about what that job is about.
Yes.
And that has to do with the customer that's coming in.
Yes.
Okay, and as a result, in what way did you do your job differently from if you had done it without that mindfulness?
Okay, this is what I have in my mind. Doesn't matter the client, the customer appreciate what we did or not, but my role, my position is to serve you the best. Okay, yeah. And I demand from my work, make it excellence for you.
So even if the customer doesn't notice, doesn't acknowledge it, you still do it the same way.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah. So you're not doing for the customer in that sense. Okay.
Tough times.
How was it tough?
Well, how do we mop the floor in Malaysia?
We get somebody to do it.
Get somebody to do it. And use a mop with stick.
Yes. Mop with a stick, yes.
Yeah. Mine no.
Mm.
Hot water, more than warm water, bare hands, twist it, both hands. Bend down.
Floor.
Yeah, floor.
On the floor.
On the floor.
On your knees.
Yes. So we can feel wherever is dirty. Close feeling.
And everyone does it that way.
Yes, every staff.
So there's no mop with handle in Japan.
You do have, but the more traditional
Is to go
restaurant,
down,
you have to go
okay.
down with your hands.
Because I see some of the YouTube videos of how they clean the tatami mats. They are always scrubbing or two hands on their knees. I didn't know mopping was like that also. I thought tatami is because you sleep on it, you have to be extra clean.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, interesting. And
Anyhow, from that particular cleaning practice, I say practice for me as a foreigner. It started to train me to pay attention on surroundings.
oh, okay. So the awareness is on whatever is around you.
Yeah.
Would you say attention to detail is part of that?
Yeah, you can say so. So when you wipe it along the way, wherever there's oil spots, you can feel it immediately. And you put extra attention to just wiping off.
And you're doing it to such a level of detail and standard. Is it because someone checks on you?
Initially, yes. That's the tough time. Initially, yes. Yeah.
So what do they say to you? How do they check on you and what happened?
So if there's I call it mistake.
Okay.
Redo.
Oh, that's all.
Yes. Redo doesn't mean that just do on that part. No.
Redo.
We do the whole process.
So so initially you didn't get it perfect.
Yeah.
So you have to do the whole floor several times.
Yes.
Okay. And how do you feel? Because this is like, if I were you at that time, I would say, what the hell, this is clean already, right?
Yeah.
Did you have that kind of, like, why so fussy? And what is the answer to that question?
I initially I don't have. I just blame on the wrong. What's wrong with this fella? Something like that. But then eventually, I start to realize that where they are coming from. So their goal is just provide excellence in wherever domain is. And that this practice they just add on to my value, like cleaning this place here. Immediately I know is the person doing it right? By just seeing it, is the person doing it right or no?
Not enough.
Not enough.
Not enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, did you at any time feel that they were initially? Do you think they were more unreasonable and strict on you because you're a foreigner, or do they apply the same standard to everyone?
I don't feel that way. Probably because at a certain level, I understand Japanese culture and the level of demand. But I never know that
it was that level.
He was much more than this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we do learn about it, but to experience it a different thing, right?
Yep.
And is there any other experience in terms of doing work to their satisfaction that you can share with us? Okay, surprise you at the standard, but the level they want.
That this experience was in a sushi shop. So just looking for part-time job in the sushi shop. So when you first join the sushi, you cannot roll sushi like a sushi chef. You need to start from the very bottom. You sharpen the knife. That process took me about three months. Yeah, about 3 months. So the instruction was very clear by the sipula,
the master.
Just sharpen the knife. 15 minutes.
They show you how?
Yeah, they show.
Okay. And they say 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Okay. So just sharpen the knife. Then they ask me, are you clear? Yes, I said, okay. So the first few times, yes, I do it 15 minutes.
Which side? One side, two sides?
One side, 15 minutes. Yes.
For every night?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So initially for the first few times, yes, very gung-ho, very disciplined. And eventually, when it comes to winter, the water is very cold. Then I start to Ponting. I use the word ponting. Yeah,
So you start to
take a shot. Go,
Yeah.
5 minutes, get done deal. So I just pass the knife back to Chang, then I just continue to do other stuff. Then at some point, the master asked me, how long did you sharpen the knife? I was like, oh crap. Caught red-handed already lah. So yeah, whether I continue to lie or just admit what I did.
5 minutes, you said.
5 minutes. Of course, get all the fancy words lah. Then continue to sharpen the knife. Yeah. So that's the point. I'm very amazed at how. The first question when he scolded me the time I was questioning, how did he know? Yeah.
So he wasn't checking on how long you did your work.
Yes.
But he then asked you.
Then he just told me that he can feel it by cutting the fish whether the knife is sharp or not. He can feel it. Yeah.
How that took you really by surprise.
Yeah. It's the same thing like mopping the floor thing. It's the same. To an extent that paying attention to the surroundings, to what you are having, till that level.
What else do you notice or learn about Japanese society in terms of maybe relationships, public behavior, families? I suppose initially you didn't get an insight of family life, but you saw them outside. So what were some of the things that were new for you, or how do you feel?
I can summarize all of this is with the word discipline. So when okay, I can say Japan is a very hierarchical society. So when the seniors say something or give order, we just do it without questioning.
Okay.
But I need to elaborate from here. I do need to have a certain value of alignment with what the seniors think of. Yeah. So in order to come and get it easily.
So if you feel that you can align with the purpose, or you know why you do it, it's easier for you to obey that.
Yes. Yeah, there's a certain level of alignment, then just hop onto it and just do it. But this alignment thing doesn't come in one night. It is blended in the culture that how can I say? Started from the family, they got the value, everyone practices the same value. And then when it comes to an organization or doing bigger things, everyone knows what they're doing. Myself does not get along the way.
Oh, so you don't get in the way.
Yeah. Get in the way
of yourself,
yes,
right? Yes. And so you said the alignment is not overnight. So initially you would kind of like go along first, right?
Yes.
And how does alignment come in eventually that you notice?
Get to know the purpose. What is my purpose being here?
So by doing it, does it become clear in doing it as you do it? Does it begin to make sense, or someone tell you?
Initially, someone that does tell you about what to do, but along the way you get it.
Okay.
What is the purpose is. Then you easily get aligned with them.
Then you feel comfortable. You feel there's a point. Yeah. This initially when they tell you about it, it's like yeah, right? Because you don't get it, right?
Yeah.
But in the doing of it, you then find that it's true. Yeah. So they were telling you the truth all the time.
Yeah.
In Malaysia, we think it's trying to make a life difficult.
Yep, I could say so.
Okay. That's because they do have a point, right?
Yeah.
And what does it do to the society? You notice when it's like this, where there is this alignment, and first. Is that the reason why it looks as if they obey without question?
The question is not whether to obey or not. That is the least thing to question. Is that everyone is aware of for Japan, everyone is aware of their resources is scarce.
They don't have limited resources.
Limited,
okay. Yeah.
By having that thought doesn't mean I need to live in scarcity. No. They know they have limited resources. They make good use of every resources they have. So this is one thing. Building on top of that. Yeah. So the experience of them being scarcity is not there. More like I have what I have. Yeah. I have what I have. Then everyone gathers together. We have what we have.
And then you feel there's enough.
Yes.
Even though, from an objective point of view, they have to operate with limited resources.
Yes. That builds on with the purpose that eventually goes with alignment. Everyone is having the same resources in that space.
So were you exposed to businesses over there?
Yeah, after my university graduation, I went to Toyota World HQ.
Okay.
Luckily,
Yeah, you had the fortunate opportunity to be in Toyota World HQ, not just any Toyota shop.
World HQ in Japan's top four industry.
Motor vehicles?
Auto vehicles, design in vehicles.
Design, also you were involved in designing vehicles, okay. And how do you see the same values played out at the workplace?
Again, every work is about, when we talk about design on vehicles, let's say Toyota Camry, the design cycle is 3 years. Every vehicle design cycle is 3 years. So, to be honest, I couldn't see the big picture of the whole vehicle. In fact, I'm just a very fine part of the vehicle. In my department, the very particular device, there's already 130, 200 to 300 plus engineers working on that device.
What device is that, for example?
Data communication module.
What, for the car?
Before smartphones, there's a navigation thing.
Okay.
Yeah, that device that communicates with satellite.
How many engineers you say working on that?
300. Just one device.
How do they work together? 300 engineers. One person do better work.
That's
you get what I mean? I'm imagining it's a small part. Why too many cooks spoil the soup? Right?
Yes.
So it wasn't like that.
It wasn't like that. We can work along together. Because I shouldn't use the word no. The word grounded is not in this space, but everyone just knows what they are doing. Yeah.
Aren't they overlapping their work 300? I mean, how many jobs can there be, right? Small part.
If the work is being overlapped, we are being shot on spot.
I see.
Immediately. Yeah.
So, okay, interesting. So
it's like everyone split the puzzle. End of the day, you come back together, it matches.
So every single person is contributing, because if you overlap, that means one of you is not doing the work, right?
Yes.
You maybe copy and paste, right? Yep. 300, okay. Well.
Don't ask me how you do it.
That's right, I'm asking you, how do they do it? What did you see that kind of like gives you a hint of how it works with 300 people on one module?
I can only tell from my experience. I just need to focus on my work in excellence.
And then after that?
Then we come on together, we match on together, we build on together.
So okay. How do they communicate 300 at a time?
There's a team leader. So the team leader speaks with other team leader, and our team leader speaks to us. The communication is very on point, short. It's just straight to the fact. So it's like, okay, you know, there's one word about Japan: work hard, play hard. In the working day time, we are very clear. We just put all our attention into our work. Produce result. Yeah, that's the very clear experience for me. Produce result.
So the getting the job done is a priority.
Yes.
To the extent that they are sometimes at work feel a bit inhuman, right?
Well, foreigners, I mean,
I mean, from the outsider,
Yeah.
because it's like, can you be serious all the time? Or is it serious? Or seriousness is not there.
I would use the word focused.
Okay.
Yeah, rather than using the serious. We are focused on one thing until we get it done.
So all the conversation is about getting it done. Or gossip about.
There's no gossip, but if there's no gossip, what value does the gossip bring into the organization?
And that is no gossip. Is it something they need to enforce, or
We don't remind people to do that, but everyone knows because the attention is not there already. It's
okay?
getting the work done.
So it's just not part of the
Not part of the
conversation. Okay.
You can gossip after work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Does it mean that because you see, you say it's always focused and it's about the work, work hard, play hard, so it's now only working hard. There's no play or there's no gossip. Is it stressful? No, it sounds as if there's no relaxation at all. So does that mean it's stressful? I never thought of that.
I never thought of that. Maybe I'm just one.
But did you feel that?
I don't feel that way.
You didn't feel stressed? Do you ever wonder why? I mean, when we compare with our own background, it's a little bit more relaxed, right? And this is even more rigorous than Singapore or any area around our organization.
Later on, when I came back to Malaysia, I do compare why people talk about my surroundings, why people talk about stress at work. But I don't often hear that in Japan.
Okay.
So I have a comparison on that. I come from myself. I'm very clear on what I want to create, what I want to see in my result, and that's what I want to get. End of the day, it's not purposeful. Although I'm in this small division of doing this
Interesting.
thing that is 300 engineers, I'm still doing it. So that purpose drives to a bigger thing.
Then I have a question. You say it's hierarchical.
Yeah.
So the leader says, their team leader says this, then you do this, right? Is there any communication the other way, like feedback, like there's something wrong here? I know you want me to do this, but so what happens when it kind of like, I'm in a situation where I cannot comply with what you ask me to do?
Okay, this is something, yeah, there's a benefit for me as a foreigner. So for the Japanese themselves, they do not speak up.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, maybe I'm a foreigner, so I just don't bother. I just speak up whenever I see something that's not on track.
Okay.
Yeah.
What happens when you do that?
They were just looking at me, staring at me. But end of the day, they say they come and sort of like acknowledge or compliment that we need people like you, especially in our Japanese culture.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So they say that they would like to see more of that, but they're not seeing it.
Because most of them are living in a gray zone.
Explain gray zone.
Gray zone as in the leader doesn't say it.
They don't say it.
Yeah, they don't say it. Someone else have to take it.
Who?
The juniors. Huh? In that point.
There's just live with it.
Yes.
No feedback.
Yes.
Interesting. Then how we talk about those quality circles where there's feedback. Do you see that in Toyota? There's one story I read that quality is in the not from the top necessarily. It's endorsed from the top, but the top will listen to the line workers so that they have a way of feeding back to say, yeah, we did all the things you, of course, we did all the things you asked us to do. Here are observations or something to look at.
Well, they do feedback up, but whether it reaches the top or not, that's another question. Yeah. By then seeing the result, I mean the feedback result comes down, might be like centuries.
So then in that sense, they're not very different from here. The top doesn't listen.
I wouldn't say the top they listen, but they are very sure that they do things in their own way.
Oh, so you mean that it's not they don't listen, they take the trouble to make sure that they're not making mistakes also, is it?
Yes. If it's working, it's working.
And if it's not working, they will spot it. Or
They will spot it.
so they don't push the butt down in that sense.
Yeah.
Mm.
I know I did made a few mistakes in the workplace. My seniors took the bullet for me.
Oh.
Yeah. But then I have to do the 90-degree bend down. Sorry. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Did you get a glimpse into the family life? Any?
Nope. But I do live with one of the fisherman family.
Oh.
Yeah. For some time, due to the Tohoku tsunami incident, I was there doing one.
You were there when they had that tsunami?
Yes. How was it like?
What? Yeah,
How
because
was it
I
like?
mean, it's like crazy. So many people died.
So
yeah.
I went to this place called Ishinomaki. So you can see a tour bus is on top of a 7-level building.
7-story building.
Yeah, 7-story building, a tour bus. Then you see fishing boats are on top of the mountain.
And you were there because?
I was volunteering myself to rebuild the fishing village.
So you were not personally affected by the tsunami?
Yeah, I was in the central part of Japan.
Okay.
The tsunami was northern part.
Yeah. So you went there as a volunteer and then you observed?
In the fishing village, this is the first-hand experience I see that each family is helping each other. Today I come to help you to build your
to rebuild your house.
Build your house or fishing farm or whatever it is. Then the next day you all go to your place to do.
Like Potong
Well,
but it's a different feel. It's a different feel.
It's a different feel which I cannot explain it. I find it very, very, very.
Try and explain it.
Collective. Well, it's kind of hard to explain it. Do we share food here? That often?
Would you say the difference is like it is more natural for them?
Yeah, I would say so.
So you were not surprised to see that?
I would just, it doesn't feel embarrassed to take from that. You just blend in there. They're just giving you like you're one of them.
No words spoken, no, it is like I read somewhere about one quality of leadership is, I read somewhere, they operate, it's called operating on the basis that we are in this together.
Yes, yes, that's the word.
Then harking back to your earlier thing about discipline, What do you see? What was a reflection of the discipline you mentioned? We're in this together, it's like a discipline already, it's like a culture.
Again, it's back to the self-image of how can I serve in this community? How can I make myself useful in this community?
So that aspect of personal responsibility, choosing to be responsible is very strong.
Yeah.
So it's always focused on myself, but in relation to everyone else. Overall, as a nation, what do you see is a result of all those things you observe? Well, we are in this together. How can I serve this person? How can I serve community? And the natural way in which is just like that. How do you see that reflected? The biggest because it's culture.
In the bigger scale as a country? What do you mean by that?
What's the impact of that kind of culture to a country? Does it explain some of Japan's results?
It does, definitely does. So, when it's much more easier for them to build something else, to create something else, when everyone being disciplined, getting aligned. Let's just see a very simple example. I think there's a lot in the internet when there's a pothole. And
the road.
Yeah.
Or even the half the road sinks, right?
Yes. Yeah. How many days? 2 days.
Yeah.
A pothole, a big pothole.
Yeah, that means there's a sinkhole and they fix it in 2 days. Yeah, I saw some videos of that.
Because they know that with this hole here, there's a lot of families being affected.
So you live with all that, and what was the impact when you came home to Malaysia after being soaked in that culture for 10 years? Not only in your formative years as an undergraduate, but also in the initial years as an engineer. And you had the privilege of being a design engineer within the Toyota. So you came back. Won't go into details of when you decided to come back and all that, but having come back for whatever reason, what was life like for you initially?
Okay, so
and this was recently, right? How many years ago?
2015, around there.
Okay, about 7 years ago, 8 years ago.
Yeah. So when I went to Japan, culture shock.
Okay.
And then when I came back to Malaysia, reverse culture shock. Yeah. Honestly, I was screaming in my heart. What is happening in this country? Yeah. So of course I get a lot of teasing from my families, and now you are my wife. This fellow do things are very one of kind, one something like that.
So in other words, you are different.
Yeah.
And that's something to tease you about. And because you are different, you are unnecessarily different. Would that be?
Because to them it's like chin chai la, this can already, this can already.
Okay, but that's not good enough for you. So yes. would you say that is like you became, in our eyes, perfectionist? It's like, why are you so fussy, right? Fussy. Wasn't that the same thing you questioned yourself when you were in Japan, right?
Yeah. That's the thing. That's why we was culture shock.
But you've explained why the fussiness has a purpose. And what did you try to explain it here in Malaysia?
I did try to explain it initially, but this kind of things requires experiencing it yourself.
Okay. So you found it difficult. You experience it, so you get it about. You understand it. But so you're saying that when you ask yourself the question, why can't we be a bit like that? So it's kind of like almost impossible. Or
I would
say
say
a long time.
it is possible, but it takes a very, very, very long time. It starts from core family. Yeah, to have that kind of value.
Mm. Yeah. So you gotta kind of like in every level of society, from family to work, it's got to be the same. Places that we should this. Mm.
Oh yeah, and one thing I missed out just now. Be ready for anything in life.
That's what you observe in Japan.
Yes.
Examples.
As you know that Japan has many natural disasters, typhoon,
Earthquake,
volcanoes, so I can say that I am safe to say that people there, even myself, are trained to be prepared to live with these natural disasters. So there's once actually. The first earthquake I had was a magnitude 4.6, 3 a.m. in the midnight. So and just start to shake. First of all, you hear noises, the pots are clanking everything.
Mm-hmm.
Then immediately I just jump up and just grab my necessities. It's prepared everything.
Oh.
It's on the table.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's prepared.
You grab your whatever
and just run out
already
yeah.
prepared.
Yes. So it's like getting ready for everything. So
And that's everybody.
that's everybody.
So as a result, it doesn't happen every single day, but as a result of this idea of being prepared, what do you see? Yes.
I live my day fullest for today, for now, for present.
There's a sense of that.
Yes.
Because anything will happen. Does that make you anxious?
I wouldn't say anxious, but
Because when you first talk about that, it could make people anxious, right?
initially might be,
Mm-hmm.
but eventually you know that okay, this is not right to say so, but think of maybe the easiest understanding is there's no tomorrow. Tomorrow might not come.
And being conscious of that as a result of you not being anxious.
Yes.
Because you already accepted that tomorrow may not come.
Yes.
That's kind of very paradox. Okay. So you're back in Malaysia, reverse culture shock. And
There's always tomorrow in Malaysia.
well, we live like that. That's, perhaps some of our attitudes are that.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of attitude, isn't it? Because whether there's more or not, we can always argue.
Yeah.
So when did you get a reminder of the view of Japan society in Malaysia? Where have you kind of like, because it was reverse culture shock, you surrendered to Malaysia being different. Where are there any times where you got reminded about Japanese feel?
So let me drama.
Okay.
So came back, started my own company, very gung ho, hoping things would starting from a company would change things, everything, but still, I'm in this big environment. I need to live with what I have.
All right.
So eventually, that you were doing the samurai game training.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when you first speak about it, that resonated me a bit. I was thinking, what the heck is that? So I a bit kepochi lah.
So samurai game is a program I done, right? And I needed actually your help to help me kind of like arrange the logistics for the training, this weekend training. And when I spoke to you about it, you were very curious.
I was curious in the first place. What is it you're going to offer in that space? What sort of experiential workshop or training you're going to offer in there?
That you could call samurai, right?
Yes, because that's a big word.
The word samurai is big for you
Yes,
because
it's a big word,
of how you know it's a big word.
It's a code of honor, leading.
As I use samurai as a game, so
Yes.
it's almost
It's like two contradicting words.
yeah.
Right?
I'm not serious about it.
Yeah.
Okay, now, then tell me what happened, because what happened was you were helping me out to look after certain things, but you got to witness the
Whole process.
whole process. So tell me your.
This workshop that you're doing definitely resonate my experience in Japan. If I were to use simple words to tell people what is it about, it's like, you know how people Japanese live their lives, do their work in their country. Yeah. Samurai game, basically this 2-3 days work shows you a glimpse of it.
So they actually get to experience a little bit of what you experienced.
Yes.
So that you actually kind of get the feel of it, not just concept.
It's not a concept, but you get to experience it. Remember just now I said I cannot tell what it is. Through your workshop, yes.
So you would experience what was some of the things you said, the readiness, okay.
Awareness, purpose, alignment,
discipline.
Yes. I think it's 5 pages.
What did that give you by surprise?
Definitely took me by surprise. Definitely.
Well, I didn't know that because I didn't know your background with Japan.
Yeah.
And I thought, come help that. And then you were very curious.
I think it's okay for me to say is that I can tell the distinction and contrast of this workshop. Perhaps you are doing this training, you haven't been with that, you don't know what is it about. But for me, it's like, oh wow, this is what Japanese are doing actually.
So it's a true reflection of the part of the Japanese way of life,
Yes.
values and their culture.
Japanese ways of being. Yeah.
So you see, the samurai game, if you go to the website, is actually designed to change the culture of organizations and teams, and also to shift personal perspectives for the better. So, so do you see that it works that way?
Definitely, I would recommend organizations, if they have the opportunity, just do it.
So, having experienced Toyota and Japanese business organizations and look at samurai game, how would that help organizations? I mean, what would be some of the results that you think would be worth getting from the samurai game?
I would say that each individual will have a certain level of awareness in the environment they are working in, and they gather they would have a consciousness of purpose and a bigger gather of purpose and align with the company's vision and goal. I can say that.
So in that sense, they bring people together.
Yep.
You can bring your team together, and that's where you get your alignment of purpose. And maybe the beginning of this.
Collective culture for the company.
Well, thank you. And now your interest in the samurai game is taking a different turn. You want to talk about that? You are interested enough in it to take the next step.
Yeah.
And
So
you're thinking of
so I do heard from you that you're offering to become there's the training to become a facilitator.
to become a certified facilitator so that you can conduct the samurai game for
Yes.
other people. Yeah, yes. That's in October.
Yeah.
And you are kind of like lining up for that.
Yes.
Okay. Which leads me to, ladies and gentlemen, some announcements we have. So what's happening is we have that samurai game, right? Peggy is sitting over there. That's why I'm looking there. Come, Peggy.
I think the camera is detecting me right here already.
Yeah, come, sit. Yeah.
Hello.
So Peggy, can you let us know when the samurai game is going to happen?
Yeah, it will be on June 23rd to 25th.
So that's how many weeks from now? About 3 weeks from now. That's 3 weeks from now. So this will be a Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday full day. We recommend that if you are participating in this training, you get accommodation around here and for 2 nights, and then let the weekend be a personal retreat for you. And because your experience on the samurai game that we were in was actually a corporate retreat, yeah, where everybody lives in a resort, and then they have this 3-day joint experience at the retreat. So the Warriors weekend we have is the samurai game for individuals, and the value is there if you can afford the time and the accommodation to make it. So that's June 23rd, 24th, 25th. Yeah. We have other trainings, and
The upcoming discovery workshop.
yeah, but I think why don't you put that in the comments?
Yes, after
Yeah,
that.
we just talk about the samurai game, and this samurai game weekend that we're having is also for the purpose of people who want to become a samurai game facilitator. They need to at least attend one samurai game, and this is the one we are holding for some of those people. So we have a handful of people already expressed interest. One has already signed up and registered with a deposit, and I'm sure you're going to pay the deposit because you want a discount, right? We have the earlier you pay the deposit, the bigger the discount you get, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to say good night now, and thank you for listening. And I hope you enjoyed our little conversation about Japan culture shock and the reverse culture shock. And I look forward to seeing you, joining us again on next Monday, and every Monday at 10 p.m. So, want to say goodbye? Anything you want to say to your audience? And you don't know who's watching you?
Who are?
No, they may watch you on the recording as well later. So, what would you like to do?
Please give your time. Come to the samurai game or the Warriors weekend.
Yeah, he's very excited to see another samurai game. Yeah. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I want to thank Casey for being on the show and for sharing his adventures in his life, and Peggy for looking after this production. And we bid you good night and look forward to seeing you next week.